Welcome to By the Books, the podcast helping business owners navigate the complex world of business, tax, and bookkeeping. Now, to the owner and president of Secline, Lindsay Klein.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. This is Lindsay Klein with Secline, honest, accurate bookkeeping performed on time. And I have with me here today a very special guest, Chris Gross.
Hey, Lindsay.
Who happens to be my podcast producer.
Yes.
So I've recorded several episodes now by myself. And, not that they aren't bad, but this is my first time doing podcasting.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And I knew I would probably not be very good at it at first, but I figure if I wait till it's perfect, I'll never do it.
Exactly.
So I jumped in.
Yes.
But it is really hard to be engaging to a microphone with two producers staring at you. So I had a comedian actually give me a suggestion. He said, you should start going around to comedy clubs and finding people that are good at improv, that know nothing about bookkeeping, nothing about accounting or business, that just sit there and improv. And so anyway, that's where Chris comes in here.
I don't know how good I am at improv, but I will say I took an accounting class in high school.
Okay, so you're an expert.
And that is about all the expertise I'm bringing into this. And I know that will be very disappointing to my dad, who is a CPA and has been doing this his entire life. So this is probably not an episode I will share with him. I don't want to, be the disappointing son. But I am here to ask the questions and to bring the expertise out of you, because you're the expert here.
Awesome.
So.
And look how educated you'll be next time you have a family dinner.
I'm so excited. I literally am so excited to be able to sit down and go, Dad, when was the last time you filled out a cash flow statement? I really am. I'm looking forward to doing that.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
So, all that to segue into, we're talking today about cash flow statements.
Yes.
Aren't you excited, Chris?
I am excited. And I know nothing about these. I know that on your last couple episodes, your previous episodes, you have talked about different kinds of statements.
Yes.
So how does this relate to those?
So this is the third out of the three major financial statements. And the episodes in past, I've done one on income statements, which are, in a nutshell, showing the performance of a company. Balance sheet, which shows more or less the net worth of a company. Now, cash flow statement shows you sort of what's missing from those, which is where did the cash come from and where did it go?
Yeah.
That's it in a nutshell. And it's probably one of the most underrated statements. You don't hear a lot of people talking about it, but it's an important one. And a lot of people, I may have mentioned this in one of the other episodes, but the SEC actually requires public companies have to publicize their financial statements. So anyone can go find a public company's financials in the last few years, and sometimes it takes them a while to publish, but like you probably could find anyone's 2019, some 2020s right now, and you could actually see their income statement, their balance sheet, and their cash flow.
Wow.
So, and that's where I actually did a showcase a couple weeks ago, and I showed GameStop's financial statements. And I was talking about how to read an income statement to the group. And so I was showing them that one specifically because there was all of that the controversy.
Right, yes.
And
the stocks and all that stuff. Yeah.
You know, how their stock went way, way high. And a lot of people were critical of that simply because they didn't feel that the financial health of the company merited the cost of the stock.
Yeah.
And so I was showing the group exactly why people were saying that. So it's very interesting to go in there and actually see these financial statements of actual companies and what they look like. Well, I think it's interesting anyway. I'm sure that's what you want to do in your spare time.
Fascinating.
So the cash flow statement, showing you where your cash came in, where your cash went. It is broken out into three categories: operations, investing, and financing. The top section is going to be the operations section. That is showing you where cash came in and where cash went that relates to the operations of your company. That middle section, the investing section, that is showing you equipment, big purchases, real estate, any in and out related to the assets of your company. That last section, the financing section, is going to show you the in and out cash movements of anything that has to do with the financing of your company. Loans, for example, dividends, anything like that. That would be that bottom section. So those are broken out.
Okay.
So you can actually see what category your money came in and out.
Yeah.
So being someone that doesn't have any background in this area,
Yes.
if I'm just going to give you a pop quiz. Let's see how well you do at this.
You know this. Taking me back to my college days. I'm sweating already.
I'm going to put you on the spot. So if you have money coming into your company, which section would be the most preferred section to see money coming into the company?
To having money coming in, so you've got operations.
Yes.
You've got
Investing
and financing.
Yes.
Those are your three different categories.
Yes.
I'm going to say that you want money coming into your operations.
Yes.
Okay.
Good job.
Man, I was nervous. I was nervous on that one.
Good job.
Okay.
Do you know why?
Because that is where, I mean, operations would be that's your goods.
Your goods or services.
Right. And so that's where you're making your money, right?
Right.
Your actual customers are paying you.
Right.
That's where that money flows through.
Exactly. Look
Okay.
how good you are.
Nice.
You're going to be so proficient talking to your dad at the next holiday dinner. Yes, exactly. Because that's new money, right?
Yes.
If you have money coming in and financing, what does that mean? You got a loan, maybe?
Yeah.
You know? If it's coming in through that middle section, that investing section, it probably means you sold a piece of
something.
equipment
Sure.
or real estate. You know, hopefully you sold it for a profit, but a lot of times it's less than what you
Yeah.
paid for it.
Yeah.
So yes, that top section, that operating section, that is where you want to see your money coming in.
Yeah.
Now, what about money going out?
Okay, so you would want the money going out. Well, you wouldn't want operations.
Correct.
Because that's where you want the money coming in. I am going to guess that it's in the finances.
That's a good one. Actually, either one
Okay.
of the investing or the financing.
I'm going to count that as a correct answer.
Yes. I mean, if it's going out on financing, that probably means you're paying down debt, right?
Yes,
That's
which
a
is
positive
good.
thing.
Which is good.
If it's going out because of investing, well, that means you're making investments. You're buying some real estate or what have
Okay.
you. Now, it might not necessarily be a good investment.
Right.
Could be good, could be bad.
Yeah.
But both of those sections is where you would want to see money out, not in operations.
Yeah.
Because if it's going out with operations, what does that mean? High overhead.
Mm-hmm.
You're paying probably a lot in payroll or utilities, things like that are
Yeah.
not bringing you necessarily long-term value.
So I can look, if I'm a business owner, I could look at my cash flow statement, and just based off of where I'm seeing the most money coming in or coming out, that's kind of a snapshot of the health of my business, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's a piece of it. I mean, all three of those financial statements together sort of give you a big picture, right?
Yeah.
But this shows you, and if you're looking, if you actually pull up public financials, it kind of gives you an insight on, okay, Home Depot or GameStop, whatever,
Right.
some of these companies, where is their money actually coming in from? It's kind of
yeah.
interesting to see.
Okay.
Is it coming from operations?
Right.
Are they, selling stocks? How are they actually bringing in their cash? Because that can be a snapshot into seeing the health of a company. If a lot of money is coming in on the financing side, that probably means their cash flow's tight. Like they're strapped for money,
Yeah.
Whereas if it's coming from operations, that looks a lot healthier.
Yeah.
So this is why people that trade stocks oftentimes will, analyze these financial statements to determine, is this a good investment to buy this stock? How is the health of their companies? So all three of these major financial statements gives you the big picture.
Yeah. So what I remember from my accounting class, and I don't even remember all of it, it's the assets equals liability minus something, right?
You're close. You're almost there. So assets equals liabilities plus equity.
Plus equity. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's all I remember. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the preface to my next question, because do all companies fill out these big three statements every year? Is that something that you're required to do, or is it just something that's recommended to do?
If you have a good bookkeeper,
There you
it's
go.
done every month.
Yes.
Now, public companies.
Oh, every month. Every month.
If you have a good bookkeeper.
Okay.
And at Secline, we
Yes.
give you financial statements every month.
Okay.
So sometimes companies want them even more than that, actually. I have one client that wants them on a weekly basis.
Wow.
And I'm
Okay.
actually really impressed with him because he's on it. He's not just getting them in his email and not looking at them. Like,
Right.
he actually examines them. So it just really depends. Now, if you are, as I stated, a publicly traded company, you are required by law and you have to publish those.
Yeah.
They have to be audited by an accounting firm, and the accounting firm has to actually say, yes, these are good. We put our stamp of approval on them, and
Yeah.
then they get published to the public. So so obviously there are some cases where it's required. Now, if
Okay.
you're a private company, and especially one-man operations, solopreneurs, if you will,
Yeah.
no, there's no requirement. Now, a good business owner usually recognizes the need for it. If you're going along in business and you really don't know, how is your company performing? What is your net worth? Is your net worth going up or down? Where is your cash coming from? Where is it going?
Yep.
How are you going to know that if you're not looking at those reports?
So, if you're a business not doing this, you need to be doing this. And if you're scared about how to do it, or you don't want to do it, just call Lindsay.
There you go.
Yes.
Yes. Sakline.com. SAKLINE.com. We have monthly packages where you can do nothing but give us your company information. We get you onboarded and we take care of the rest.
Yeah.
We will give you those financial statements every month. And the best part of it is you don't have to do them.
Yes, that's absolutely right. Yeah. So before we end here, what else do I need to know about cash flow statements before I go into my, my verbal jousting with my father the next time that I see him?
I'm just anticipating hearing about what happens when your dad hears you even use the term cash flow statement. Will he fall over in his chair?
Definitely. I'm a little worried. He's an elderly man. I'm worried about the possibility of a heart attack, at that point. So the falling over in the chair would definitely be preferable. Yes.
All right. Tell everyone how to find you guys at Frito Nation.
Yeah, we are Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can find us in all those places. Frito Nation on Facebook, or Frito Nation Productions on Facebook, Frito Nation, Twitter, and Instagram. And Lindsay, I'm just going to throw my email address in the show notes. That's the easiest way to reach me.
Okay.
What about you?
So everyone can find us at sakline.com, SAKLINE.com. Email is info@sakline.com. We look forward to helping anyone who needs monthly financial statements or any bookkeeping needs. Sakline, honest, accurate bookkeeping performed on time. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you joining us. Until next time, bye-bye.
By the Books is presented by Sakline. Honest, accurate bookkeeping performed on time. For more information on Sakline services or to get a hold of Lindsay, visit sakline.com or email info@sakline.com.
The information provided on this website and podcast does not and is not intended to constitute legal advice. Instead, all information, content, and materials available are for general information purposes only. Information provided by Sakline may not constitute the most up-to-date legal or other information. Listeners should contact their attorney to obtain advice with respect to any particular legal matter and should refrain from acting on the basis of this information without first seeking legal advice from counsel in the relevant jurisdiction. Only your individual attorney can provide assurances that the information contained herein and your interpretation of it is applicable or appropriate to your particular situation.